What's up, everybody? Brian Inskip here with Surf Homes NC, back again to fill you in on what's going up, what's going down, and where things are at here in the Oak Island real estate market. I do these market updates every single month, so if you want to keep track of what's happening in the Oak Island real estate market, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you'll get notified when the next update comes out, as well as all the other cool property videos and lifestyle videos that we do as we explore and share all things coastal North Carolina real estate and lifestyle. And make sure you watch to the end of this video to not only get the latest market update and stay in tune with the market, but at the end, as a bonus, I'm also going to share my top 3 property picks for homes that are for sale right now on the island that I think are either awesome properties or a stellar deal. So make sure you stay tuned to the end and hit that subscribe button. Today, we're bringing you this market update from one of my newest listings. We're here canal front at 102 East Island Drive. So this is a phenomenal location. It's on the west end of Oak Island, which is known for being laid back. Your waterfront here, so bring your boat, bring your kayaks, bring your paddle boards. You've got easy access right into the canal. You can swoop around, be on the Intercoastal Waterway in just a couple minutes, so you can't beat this location if you're wanting to spend your days out on the water, having a good time kayaking, boating, and all the things that we love about coastal North Carolina waterfront property. So be sure to check this listing out. I've got a link for it in the comments. This is your July 2025 Oak Island real estate market update. All right, so for this market update, I've got some wild numbers that I'm going to throw your way, and it's really interesting to really dissect what's going on. But the first place we always start when we're looking at the market is with the average sales price. We want to know what prices are doing on the island. So right now, through the month of July, the average sales price on Oak Island saw a 23.4% year-over-year increase. You might be thinking, what? Like prices are going up? I see these price reduction emails. You know, it looks to me like prices are going down because I see those price reductions and things like that. But in fact, year over year, average sales price on Oak Island is up 23.4% and up 3.35% month over month. So right now, our average sales price is sitting at $748,026. So does that mean that all properties on the island are going up in value right now? Well, looking at one stat, you could kind of draw that conclusion, but that's why we look at all the different stats, because in this case, what that's really a reflection of is the price of homes that are selling. So if you're selling more expensive homes and higher dollar homes, and you're selling fewer lower price homes, that's going to bring the average sales price up. So that one stat alone does not mean that properties have necessarily appreciated at those rates. It just means that's the average of the price of homes that are actually selling. So next thing we look at is price per square foot. That also saw a big jump year over year. We're up 13.3% on your average price per square foot and up 1.77% month over month. Right now sitting at an average of $461 a square foot for the properties that are selling and closing on Oak Island. Next thing we'll look at is the list to sell price ratio. So this is based on the last listing price of a property versus the price that it actually sells and closes at. That saw a 0.6% increase year over year. Month over month, we saw absolutely no change. So that has stayed very flat, sitting right now at 97.2% on average. So what that means is that if you're a seller, you're expecting to negotiate somewhere around 3% on the sales price of the house based on the last asking price or listing price. Also relevant if you're a buyer trying to figure out, how much wiggle room or negotiating room might be on a certain property. But keep in mind, this is very property specific. So there are some that are negotiating considerably more than that and some that are not negotiating at all. So it really comes down to the property, how well it's priced and positioned in the market. A good thing to note if you're thinking of selling a property is with that stat, you don't have to factor in huge amounts of negotiating room. So you're actually better off to put a better price on the property and negotiate less than to add, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to the price thinking that you're going to have to negotiate a lot. Buyers are still willing to pay in this case, 97% plus of the listing price, and that's the average. So you don't have to have an astronomical amount of negotiating room. You're going to be much better off having the property priced properly so that you're able to get the offer in the first place. Once you get that offer, then you're able to negotiate, fairly tight in the current market. All right, next thing that we look at is the inventory of homes on the island. So homes for sale, this is a big time stat right here. Homes for sale on the island right now is up 141.2% year over year. That is a monster increase in the number of homes that are for sale. We're up 6.3% month over month on the number of homes for sale. So we've got new listings continue to hit the market here as we're in mid to mid-late summer. So right now we're sitting at 287 homes for sale in Oak Island. New listings is up even higher at an increase of 204.9% year over year and a 6.2% increase month over month. So that's that new inventory coming on. Right now, that puts our month's supply of homes on the island up 162.5% year over year, and actually down 9.4% month over month. So in that middle of summer, we actually did see a decrease in the months of supply with more buyers coming in the summer market, scooping up homes, a little slower rate of new listings coming on. So we did clear out some inventory over the last month, but we're still sitting at 16.6 months worth of inventory homes for sale on the island right now. And so what that means is that if no new homes came on the market at the current rate of sale, it would take basically 16 and a half months to sell every home at the current rate of sale. All right, so this group of stats is really what is driving the market right now. So what this means is that we've got way more homes on the market than there are buyers at the current moment. So if we go back to the average sales price, homes are still selling at historically high values, the ones that are actually selling. But what this also means is that not every home that is coming on the market right now is going to sell. So if you're a seller, you are definitely in a competition competing for the buyers that are active in the market. So you've either got to be the best home with features that are rare to find with your waterfront property and things like that that are always hot topics, or you have to be in the best condition or the best price or a combination of those. Because the simple fact is, based on these numbers, not every home that's on the market right now in Oak Island is going to sell this year. So you've got to make sure that you're positioned to be that next home that does sell. All right, next up, we look at the activity, or what I call the energy in the market. So closed sales in Oak Island is up 472.7% year over year. That's a huge increase. But if we remember back to this time last year, the market went almost dead. We were in an election year. Interest rates were changing and continuing to go up. And so that really put a halt on the activity in the market about mid-year last year. And so some of these gains that we're looking at year over year seem astronomical, but that's because they were so low at this time last year. But also closed sales, we saw a 43.2% jump increase month over month. So, that's a healthy gain. We expect to see a big jump in the summer months since we're a beach market, and that's what people are out here for, that endless summer fun. Pending sales is up 180% year over year, but down 21.6% month over month. So we saw that pending sales slow up just a little bit, actually quite a bit. 21% is a pretty big slowdown. And so that's going to impact our August and September closing numbers when I do the next market update. Your days on market right now, on an average, is up 21.9% year over year. So that's another pretty healthy jump. It came down a little bit, 3.7% month over month. Right now, we're sitting at an average of 78 days on the market. One of my bonus stats for this that I find super interesting is right now, the average number of showings per house on the market on Oak Island is sitting at 0.2 showings. So what that means is with all the houses that are for sale and the buyers that are actively looking at them, that's less than one showing per month per house. So that's a much slower rate than we were seeing in previous years. So when you're bringing on a new listing, even if it's priced well, even if it's a great property, you're not necessarily expecting to get 10, 15 showings in the first weekend. So that makes it critical that you are certain that you're in the right position in the market, so that when those buyers are coming through, which is fewer and farther between, you want to make sure that you're positioned correctly to win that offer from those buyers. So what's really interesting about this market is kind of telling two different stories. One, you're seeing price reductions, you're seeing homes sit on the market longer, but on the other hand, you're seeing the average sales price stay level or even increase a little bit. And so that is really deceiving until you really dig into these numbers. But ultimately what it's saying is that, you know, homes that are positioned correctly are still selling for great value. So it's still a great opportunity for you to sell, but you've got to be in a position where you're going to win that competition, and you have to be proactive in this market as a seller. So if your property's on the market and it's not getting done, you're not getting the showings, you're not getting the offers, you're not getting the activity, you want to be proactive. You don't want to wait too long until you make some adjustments to really get dialed into the market, because it is changing significantly week by week, month by month. So it's a market where you don't want to get behind. Now, if you're a buyer, there are some great buying opportunities out there. When you have that competition going on amongst sellers, it doesn't mean every home is going to be willing to wheel and deal, but there are plenty of sellers out there that are ready to negotiate. And so it creates some opportunity for you as a buyer to get a great deal right now. All right, now before we dive into my top property picks for this month, I just want to make an invitation to you. If you're wondering, if you own a property on Oak Island and you're wondering, you know, how do these numbers and stats affect the value of my property, give me a call, shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to run some market analysis for you specific to your property, so you get a good, clear understanding of what your property's worth right now in the current market. Or you can also go to my website. I've got a free home valuation tool on there that's a super easy way for you to just plug in your address, and I'll get back with you within 24 to 48 hours with the estimated value of your home. You know, if you're thinking of buying a property on Oak Island, it's not the easiest market to navigate. So you definitely need that guide that really knows the market and can help guide you, help you find that great deal. There's more properties to sift through to find that perfect one that checks all your boxes. So again, give me a call, shoot me an email, and tell me a little bit about what that perfect property would be for you, and I'll get you set up. So now let's get into these property picks. So I'm heading over to my website, surfhomesnc.com. It is set up and dedicated for coastal real estate here in Oak Island and coastal North Carolina. It's my website, so you're not going to get hounded with a bunch of phone calls and spam emails and stuff like that. It's just a great laid-back way to search and make sure that you're seeing all the newest properties that are hitting the market, so you can find that one that you're looking for. But first up on my property picks today, 3526 East Dolphin Drive. So if you're wanting to be down closer to the beachfront, this is a phenomenal option. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath house, 840 square feet, listed at $675,000. It's been difficult to get down that close to the beach in this price range. So it's a cute little house right there on Dolphin Drive. I love that location. If you're wanting to be able to walk to the beach and, you know, don't need a ton of space, I think this is a great affordable option to get you down there close. All right, next up, if you're looking for new construction, which we've seen a ton of new construction sales this season, so a lot of buyers are preferring that new build property where everything's brand new, you're not having to do updates and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for a luxury new construction property that gives you great proximity to the beach, great beach access, we've got 163 Northwest 4th Street. This property is built by Seacoast Homes, which is known for their luxury finish packages and their quality builds here on Oak Island. So this one's going to have a wraparound front porch, a huge back screened-in porch. You've got elevated ceilings in the property, so it makes it nice and spacious. It's got a really open floor plan, and you've got awesome luxury finishes throughout the entire property that you're really going to go in and appreciate that detail every time you walk into the home. And you'll have a well-built quality home that is as comfortable as it is appealing to the eye. And then also there on Northwest 4th Street, you're just a short little golf cart ride away to go down 1st Street, get to Middleton, and go right down to the beach. So I love that location. And we do have a pool option on this property. So be sure to check that one out. Brand new build, super affordable for a luxury property here on Oak Island. All right, last but not least, on the top property picks, we've got this awesome place that I'm at right now. So 102 East Island Drive. I mean, this is its own little island within the island. You've got your own private bridge that I'm looking at right now to get on the island, so it's just super laid back. Your corner lot, you've got amazing views front and back of the house. You got awesome deck spaces. You can see the marsh and the water, the canal, and you're just a short boat trip down to Intercoastal Waterway, getting out to the ocean if you want to do that, for kayaking, for paddle boarding, for fishing right off your dock. This is a phenomenal option. It's fully turnkey, been completely renovated, and they did a great job inside, as you can see. So it just looks fabulous. This is just laid back living here, and really, in my opinion, the best bang for the buck to get on the water with direct boat and water access on the island right now. When you weigh out everything, the size of the home, the condition of the home, and the boat access, I think this is an absolute awesome value, and you can't not enjoy being here. So you can see everybody's got their boats ready to go, and that could be yours. That could be your boat sitting on this lift. You could be walking out here right now, ready to hop in there and go have a fun day on the water. Okay, so we had some interesting market news and some stats that you really got to dig into to understand what's going on. And we've got some awesome property options that we talked about this month. And that does it for this market update. But of course, I'll be back again with another one next month. And as we release new videos every single month, exploring all things that Oak Island has to offer with our lifestyle videos. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you get notified when those come out. And again, if you need any help on the real estate side of things, or you'd like to connect to explore your options and get a conversation started, I'd love to connect with you. So just give me a call, shoot me a text, or shoot me an email. I've got my info on the screen and in the notes on this video. So I want to thank you again for watching. I'm Brian Inskip with Surf Homes NC, and I will see you on the next one.